Hello everyone and welcome to the Neurotic Vows channel, and today we're going to talk some Jurassic World Evolution 2. Now, I play unmodded currently because I don't want to mod until after they're done adding new updates, because I don't want to deal with fixing mods every single time there's an update. With that being said, I do have all of the DLCs, and in the game currently, if you have every single DLC, the official count is 110 species. But if you account for all the variants and stuff like that, you could technically say there are all the way up to possibly 132 species. For me personally, I kind of have a mental cap at there being 128 because some of the differences aren't quite big enough for me to consider them different species. But if you want to, you could technically say there are 132 different species in the game. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through all the dinosaurs that have skins that change the appearance more than just the coloration, and even give you some possible alternate species names for some of them. So let's unpause. We're going to start in the aviary. There are two things in here that have differences. One of them is the Dimorphodon, and if you notice the small Jurassic World minion skin, I have actually named Rhamphorhynchus, even though technically Rhamphorhynchus and the Dimorphodon are the same. I think one of them is an invalid species name, but you could still use the different species names. And I mean, the difference between the two is huge, like, especially the size and the feathering. Alright. From there, we'll go to Pteranodon. I've named one of them, the one with the short crest. I've named it Xenionopterus. I should have practiced saying that beforehand, but like, who needs preparation? Renaming these ahead of time is all the preparation I'm ever going to do. And of course, the Jurassic Park 3 variant, I'm going to call that Pteranodon, because that's the iconic crest that the Pteranodon is known for. Right, so now we're going to head over to our carnivores. So Tyrannosaurus Rex. Look at that lovely skin. And then for the feathered one, even though the species is nowhere near the size of T-Rex, I have decided to rename it Zuchengtyrannus. I didn't go with Tarbosaurus because I still feel like we're gonna get Tarbosaurus in the game eventually, especially with Camp Cretaceous. Alright, jumping from that, we will go to the Giganotosaurus. With this one, I kept the movie variant as the Giganotosaurus. And I've renamed the other one Mopasaurus, even though, again, Mopasaurus is quite a bit smaller, but it is not unheard of for Jurassic Park to scale up the size of dinosaurs for the sake of having something scarier, or shrinking things down Dilophosaurus to make it less confusing, even though they are very much very different looking dinosaurs. Alright, now we'll go to Velociraptor. Now here's the first point of contention when it comes to the varieties. So I picked the Jurassic Park 3 skin, or the original Jurassic Park skin for Velociraptor. And the male and female variants from Jurassic Park 3 can be both considered the same species as sexual dimorphism with the quilling, but if you want to consider the quilling to be different species, then you have what you could call the Dromaeosaurus. And the big difference between the JP3 and all the other raptors is the size of the nasal crests. They are way bigger on the JP3 models. And then the Utah Raptor. And then going from there, we now jump over to Allosaurus. Now we have the standard one, which I have named Allosaurus fragilis. I didn't know which one I was gonna do for this one, which is why I added the subspecies name. Then I decided to go with Saurophaganax for the Dominion version of the Allo. Its skin is much more alligator-esque, a little more movie monster compared to the skin on the original Allosaurus. Alright, so jumping from there, we now jump into all the herbivores. Alright, let's see, we got Iguanodon here. And for the Camp Cretaceous variant, I named it the Beryllium. You can use, there's a couple other species you could use. For some reason, I decided Beryllium was what I want to go with. Now for the two Stegosaurs, the Jurassic Park, the Lost World Jurassic Park Stegosaur, which is, in my opinion, the superior Stegosaur, has a much different skin texture. Its tail position in the movies is at least different, but it looks like they have the same position in here. Another big difference, the lips versus having a beak. The head shape is slightly different. So I went with Stegosaurus stenops for the Lost World and Stegosaurus ungulatus for the Jurassic World variant. Let's see, what do I want to do next? I guess I will do the Oranosaurus. So here I've kept the original Oranosaurus name for the original Jurassic World Evolution 2 skin. And then for the Camp Cretaceous, I mean, I couldn't find anything close enough. I just went with Camptosaurus, but there are so many other closely related dinosaurs that you could name it after. Maybe even Tenontosaurus, but, like, it is a difficult one to come up with another species name for. Now, he's asleep right now, so I'm going to come back to him. Dreadnoughtus. So again, I kept the Dominion version. I kept calling that one Dreadnoughtus. There are a lot of really large sauropods. For the original Jurassic World Evolution 2 variant, I went with Sauroposeidon, but you could name it a lot of other things. The models are so different. They should not even be considered the same species. Alright, now we went with Ankylosaurus here. The Jurassic Park 3 variant has a completely different club shape. And the skull is a bit different as well. It's a bit broader, shorter. Whereas the Jurassic World variant has a much different tail. And I have decided to name this one Anodontosaurus. I had to take a deep breath as I was trying to read that. Right, and here we come to my favorite dinosaur, the Parasaurolophus. Now there's a couple different species of Parasaurolophus, as well as Tyrannosaurus, which is much larger, which just got reclassified as Parasaurolophus, but I did not name the other one Tyrannosaurus because of the huge size difference. But Parasaurolophus walkeri, or walkeri, and Parasaurolophus certocristatus are the two species here. Okay, all the Brachiosaurs are up now. So there's technically 3 species variants. The original 1993 Brachiosaurus has a different skin texture than the other Brachiosaurus, than the Jurassic World Evolution Brachiosaurus. And so I did consider them different species. For the context of this video, in my parks, I probably wouldn't consider them different species. But with the other one, I went with Sonorosaurus and Giraffatitan. This one definitely is different. It's got a much thicker tail. It's got the different shaped head crest, more aerodynamic looking head crest. And its nasal passages are also lower on the crest than on the other 2 versions. And I think all we have left, yes, is the Triceratops. So, thanks to the skeleton crew, they actually pointed out that the original Jurassic Park version has more in common with Triceratops horridus when it comes to the nasal, like everything about the head. There are a lot of differences in the head compared to the other one. The shape of the nasal horn, the I forgot what these are called, but like where the cheekbones are. And the other one, is much closer to Triceratops prorsus. Blah. But yeah, so this is the standard one. This is the 93 pattern. But if you add all of the variants, including the entire species list, that actually does bring it up to technically 132 species, because there was work done to make the skins the actual body morphs a bit different. Maybe hoping that this inspired you to maybe rename some dinosaurs and count them as different species in your parks. Hello, this is Neurotic Vows, and I kind of messed up the ending of my video, so I'm recording it afterwards. I would like to thank you for watching this video, and if you have any other species name suggestions, you can leave them down below, as well as letting me know if you do the same thing in your parks in terms of naming them. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for future content. I will be posting some DLC wish lists for this game in the near future, and possibly working on a documentary using only JWE2 footage. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye-bye.